G'day, John Coney here. I wanted to talk to you about how COVID might be affecting your tyres. Yeah, that's right, COVID affecting your tyres. Sounds ridiculous, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, if you could subscribe to my videos, that would be really great. It would encourage me to make more. So, it's all about the age of your tyres. Now, tyres deteriorate for a couple of reasons. One is, of course, that we're all aware of, that the tread wears down. But the other thing that some of us may not be aware of is that tyres deteriorate with age. So by the time they've got to 10 years, you absolutely must replace them because the rubber compounds have got harder, and as they age, they get basically less grippy. So really 10 years is absolute maximum. But you know, once you're getting to 6 or 7 years old, you probably need to think about replacing them because you haven't got the same sort of grip from the rubber compounds that you did have when those tyres were new. And look, tyres are your primary safety feature in my opinion. They connect you to the road, and you need to have as much stopping power or coring power or whatever it might be as you can possibly get. You never know when that extra bit of stopping power might in fact save your life or someone else's. I mean, imagine if a small child or something runs out in the front of your car unexpectedly and you need to slam on the anchors. You want every bit of grip that you can get. So the newer the tyre, the better it is. But look, you know, they're going to be fine for 5-6 years maybe. So I know that, you know, tyres are expensive. You know, it could cost you $1,000 or more for some of these big four-wheel drive tyres. But once again, it might be worth it. In fact, I'm sure it's worth it. One of the concerns I have now, and this explains what sounds ridiculous, that COVID might be affecting your tyres, is that COVID has meant that over the last couple of years, many of us, myself included, have not been able to go away as often as we want to, drive around as much. We've been locked down for some time, we've maybe been unwell, maybe the borders have been closed, you know, we couldn't go to holiday resorts. So there's been definitely a lack of use of vehicles in the last 2 years compared to normal. So with a lack of use of vehicles, we get a lack of wear on tyres, and therefore people don't need to replace their tyres as often as a consequence of COVID. So the tyre manufacturers are often left with tyres that aren't sold for some period of time. And when you go to buy a new set of tyres, the dealer might be pulling a set out of the back warehouse there that's been sitting there for a couple of years. Now, I don't want that, not when I'm paying that amount of money for tyres. I want them fresh. So how do we tell how old they are? Well, it's easy actually, because there's a code on every tyre. It's called a DOT code. So Department of Transport, DOT. You'll see it on your tyres, and it has a 4-digit number on there. The first 2 digits give you the week of manufacture, and the second 2 digits give you the year of manufacture. So what you need to do when you go and purchase a new set of tyres, you need to say to the dealer, can I just have a look at those tyres first? I just want to make sure of the date of manufacture. And have a quick look at the code, which we'll look at shortly, and make sure that they're relatively fresh. And if the tyre dealer objects to that, I'll be saying, no thanks mate, I might get my tyres somewhere else. Okay, let's go and have a look at some tyres and see what I'm talking about. So, okay, here we have the DOT code, Department of Transport. Now there's all these numbers here that we don't really need to worry about. It's these last digits here that are the important ones. Okay, so what we've got here is 3721. So what that means is that this tyre was manufactured in the 37th week of the year 2021. So that's how you tell the age of your tyre. Now if your tyre happens to be older than 2000, then it will only have 3 digits, and it just gives you the week. So it would be, say, 37.2. Now if it was 37.2 like that, it would be the 37th week of the second year of the decade. Okay, but they're older tyres, so when you're going out to get new tyres, check out this code, 3721, 37th week, 2021 year of manufacture. So that's really important. We really need to check out that date, because just as wear and reduction in tread depth obviously reduces the effectiveness of tyres, so does time. Now you will note that some tyres only have that part of the DOT code, those last 4 digits, on one side of the tyre. And here's an example of that. You can see here we've got the dot code on this side, the 4218 dot, and then the numbers 4218, 42nd week of 2018. Let's spin around the other side, and we've got the dot code again, but we've got no number after it, so it's only on one side of the tyre. You need to check both sides, but all tyres will have that. So just a little tip in future, don't let COVID cause you to be getting old tyres that are already well down the track. Make sure you check that DOT code on your tyres, and if your tyres are getting old, or you seem to have had them for a long time on your car, and if they're over 6 or 7 years, and certainly 10 is a must. But if they're getting up there, maybe worth changing them. Okay, I hope that was informative and helpful to you. If so, as I said, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you again soon.